Hi, welcome back. As you can see, I ran out of time at school, so now I'm at home, back in the old Google Meet pad. And so we're going to continue just these next three questions, and then I'm going to send you off to do the rest of the assignment on your own. All right, so let's get started. So the next question is a question, again, I hope that you recognize. It is, what is the y-intercept of the equation? So we know from last unit that the y-intercept of an equation is the b value, but it has more meaning than that. It has the meaning of being the starting value. And for us, it's kind of hard to think about it as a starting value here because you don't really start a home price. However, for us, we're going to talk about what it represents in terms of the x value being 0. And if we look back again at our original problem here, we can see that the y unit is price, and that's in dollars. So it is the starting value in dollars when x is 0. Again, going back up, we can see that that is square footage. So that would be 0 square feet. So basically, how much would it cost to buy a house that is 0 feet large? It's kind of a weird thing to think about, but maybe a good way to think about this would be to say, how much does it cost to buy a piece of land where there's no house at all? So no square feet, or the fact that there is no house and you're just buying a plot of land. Maybe you're going to build your own house. All right, so we know our b value. We got it, we can see it's right here in our equation, but also it is in the values from our regression. It is 43,777.3. So we're going to write down that value. Let's do it. We have 43,777. Let me double triple check that I got it right. 43. Okay, 0.3. And since the y unit is money, we're going to say 0.30, which is 30 cents. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that even if you have no house or no square feet in your house, it would still cost $43,777.30 just to buy the plot of land. So we could say this in so many different ways, but again, we want to try and write at least one example. So we could say it is, and then I'll move this so we can say it is $43,777.30 to buy a piece of land without a house. Now, again, like I said, there's so many different ways to say this. So what I'm looking for as a teacher when I'm grading something like this is that I'm looking for the fact that you understand that it's money, it's dollars, it represents dollars. And then I'm looking for something that where you understand that it's 0 square feet. So for me, I'm familiar with the idea, so I'm able to make the connection that it would be without a house. But if you were to write something like 0 square feet or no square feet or no house, that also would be okay. All right, I'm going to pause here. We have 2 more questions to do. We got this. So go ahead and pause if you need to write things down and meet me back here in just a second. All right, I hope you're feeling like you're getting some of these concepts. These next two concepts will not show up on the rest of this worksheet, but they are going to come back later, so it's important we understand this. So these next two questions are very similar to G and H in our previous unit, which are examples of things where you're given an X value and you have to solve for the Y, or the opposite where you're given the Y and you have to solve for the X. So you're reading through this. It says a family is deciding to sell their house in St. Paul. They have taken measurements and determined the size of the house to be 2,000 square feet. So you're going to stop right there and say, okay, it's giving me a number, it's giving me a unit. I can tell that because X is square feet, the column that is X in the table is square feet. I know that this means X is equal to 2,000. All right, and then it says approximately how much would you expect this house to sell for? So something that sells for money. So that's telling us that we are solving for Y. And just like our previous examples, we're going to start by writing out the equation y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in what we know and solve for what we don't know. So the y is what we don't know, so we're going to leave it as y. The m we found was 187.1. The X value given to us is 2,000, and we know that when two letters are next to each other, secret multiplication in between them. So when we plug in numbers, it also has secret multiplication between them. And then adding the B, we know that the B we found in our equation was 43,777.3. 43,777.3. And what we can do here is we can plug this into our calculator all at once, because with this example, we don't have to solve. Y is already solved for. So all we got to do is just plug everything in. 187.1 times 2,000 square feet plus $43,777.30 for just the lot. And we get that this house, 2,000 square feet is a big house, for 17977.3. And since the Y unit is money, we always add the little extra zero at the end to make sure that people understand that we know it's about money. And when we're talking about money, we don't say $0.3, we say 30 cents. And this is the money. All right, so we are going to write a quick sentence that just explains what's going on in this. And so we would say, if a house or their house is 2,000 square feet, and I'm going to abbreviate that because I'm a good mathematician and I am lazy, it will cost $417,977.30. And we can check our answer to that. So let's get rid of this calculator. We're going to go back over to the Desmos that we created. And what we can do is we can tap on this line and we can scroll up until our X hits 2,000, and it's kind of hard to get right. Oh, there it was, 2,000. And we can see that it is pretty much the same as what we got. It might be a little different because we rounded, but we can see it's just about the same. So we know that our answer is correct. Now, of course, this is an average amount that we created from our data points. And so, there's tons of things that could influence how much a house is sold for. If it's in really great shape, it might sell for more. If it is not in such good shape, it might sell for less. Depends on the neighborhood, all kinds of things. So again, we're just using all the information we're given to make a prediction, right? Prediction is using what we know to guess using math. All right, so this person won the lottery, Lena, and buys her mother a home in St. Paul. She will spend $1 million, and we know that money is Y, and so that tells us that the Y is $1 million, and approximately what size. So size is in square feet, so X is what we're going to solve for. Again, we're going to write out the equation. Y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in what we know and solve for what we don't know. So let's do it. We got $1 million is equal to 187.1. Let me double check I got that right. Yep. X is what we don't know. And then plus the cost of an empty lot. There we go. And then now we just need to solve for this. And these steps to solve are exactly the same as the steps to solve in our last unit. So we're going to add or subtract first. And we always add from top to bottom, but we're creating a 0. So let's get this calculator back involved here. So we're going to do 1 million minus 43,777.3. And we get 956,222.7. is equal to 187.1x. Don't be scared by all the decimals and big numbers. The steps are still the same. It's just a little bit more to write, unfortunately. But you know what? If you're using math in your job, which you might use this kind of math if you ever wanted to work in real estate or, you know, work in investment or anything like that. Oops. So, you know, these are the annoying kind of numbers that come from learning math that might actually be really useful in real life. All right, dividing from top to bottom, we get 5110.76 if we round it correctly. Again, if rounding is really challenging for you, it's okay. I accept and I respect you wherever you're coming to me from. Just do your best and I'll give you advice on how to get better. Big thing is that you're showing effort and that you're getting the big ideas. Don't get too hung up on the little details. All right, and we know the units for X are square feet. And so let's write a little sentence about Lena here. I'm gonna make this smaller, go away. All right, let's write our sentence. So our sentence is going to be, and get rid of this, let's do it. If Lena spends $1 million, probably you guys are too young to know the Austin Powers reference there, she could buy a house that is 5,110.76 square feet. All right, and again, there's lots of different ways to write this sentence, and 5,000 square feet, over 5,000 square feet, that's a mansion. Lena, good on ya buying your mom a big old house. All right, so the next part of this assignment is for you just to go through and try this. You'll notice that the only thing that you have to answer is the slope. And what does the slope represent? So all you got to do is look back at